What did you make of Patrick Reed's victory yesterday, Curtis? So much being discussed as to who he is and what excitement he engenders or not. What's your take on it, Curtis?
Well, as somebody who's done it, I like to see, and now talks about it, I like to see somebody break out. And, okay, he's not the most known person. Now he is. He's had a steady career climb from college golf all the way up. He is overcome. He's a survivor. I like to say he's a lovable villain a little bit yesterday because he beat Rory and Jordan Spieth and Ricky and all the ones that we thought would have a chance, and they did have a chance. But it doesn't stop a good young player like Patrick from beating them. They're not unbeatable. I admire his courage yesterday, although he did have a 3-shot lead, so he had some mistakes he could make and still win, and he did make a couple of mistakes. But, the biggest surprise for me of the day was Rory and the way he played.
Why so?
Well, I thought he would put a lot of heat on Patrick. I thought, even though Patrick had a 3-shot lead, and I thought he would probably win if he just run the numbers. Rory, I thought, was extremely motivated. That doesn't make putts for you, but he seemed to be playing really, really well. He seemed to be putting well. And from the first tee shot going straight right shocked me, and he just didn't have it yesterday.
So, but Spieth did. Tell me if I should believe or not him saying he never looked at the leaderboard once until he holed out in 18. Curtis, is that possible?
I can't. I think it's almost impossible. They're on every green. Now they're not the high tech flashy that we have on tour, but they're on every green, which I kind of like the old school too. They're on every green. How do you not look at the leaderboard? And if you can't, you got more discipline than I do. I loved looking at the leaderboard to see how I stood, but how everybody else stood. And I think you really, now in Jordan's case being so far back, it really didn't make much difference. But it does dictate how you play, your strategy on how you play, on how you stand. So, but anyway, what a round he had. My gosh, it looked like, could it be? And then he ran out of holes.
Yeah, and then 18, that was a bizarre undoing on 18, Curtis. As I said at the top of the show, I've never seen in all my years of watching major golf, certainly at the Masters, somebody on 18 with a second shot 300 yards away. That sounds like something that would happen to me.
Well, when they put the tee back 40 or 50 yards 10 years ago or so, it really is a very narrow shoot. But let's don't think that the Mike Schmidt reached his glove out there and knocked Jordan's ball out of the air. Jordan's ball went up and kissed that limb. So Jordan kept acting like, where did that come from? Well, it was always there. So anyway, he dropped straight down. He's lucky he dropped straight down and then managed to, not make par. But, whatever the case, it was a hell of a round, a hell of a try. And his ability to play Augusta National, Rich, is phenomenal stuff. It's right there with Jack and Tiger, how he plays. And he doesn't have the longest game in the world. He's plenty long to be dominant in the world, but he's not the longest out there. He knows the golf course, he believes in the golf course, and he certainly can make all putts.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.